Overnight, 2 people rushed to the hospital after a late-night wreck involving 2 18-wheelers in Simpson County. We're live at UMC with more details.
This morning, 2 more candidates are expected to announce they're running for Jackson City Council's seat left by Mayor Tony Yarber. 16 WAPT News continues now.
The one to watch. This is 16 WAPT News at 6.
Good morning. Hope you're having a great start to your Wednesday. It's May 14th. I'm Marcus Hunter.
And I'm Keegan Fox. This morning, the Rankin County School District will meet to discuss plans to change autism education in the school district. It's something that some parents are upset about. Plus, congressional leaders are looking into numerous reported problems at the Jackson VA. We have details on their visit with hospital authorities.
Now let's look at the live look at our Capitol's Tower Skycam overlooking downtown Jackson. Some showers are on the radar this morning. Will it be a Wednesday washout? Meteorologist Brittany Bell has weather first.
Well, we had a round of some showers and storms overnight. Right now, most of that rainfall has pushed off well to our north, and things are mostly getting off to a cloudy and a quiet start. But we do have an isolated pocket of some rainfall near portions of Vicksburg, Tylertown, and Macomb. So we'll keep a chance for a quick moving brief shower this morning, but better rain chances arrive later on this afternoon. Temperature-wise, we are getting off to a mild start once again with readings in the 60s and the 70s. It's 64 degrees in Vicksburg, 64 as well in Natchez, and 70 degrees in Jackson. So we currently have a cold front coming through, so we'll have a high early in the day of 74 degrees. This afternoon, we'll have a round of showers and some storms. Now, later today, some of those storms could be on the strong side. I'll have more details on that in just a few.
New from overnight, 2 18-wheelers and a car involved in a crash in Simpson County. 16 WAPT's Andrew Kinsey is at UMC in Jackson, where 2 people had to be taken. Right, Andrew?
Marcus, 26-year-old Lucinda James is here at UMC. She and a young boy were airlifted here to be treated for their injuries from last night's nasty wreck. It happened on Highway 49 southbound, just north of Mendenhall. Authorities say they were called shortly before after 10 a.m. They say James ran her Kia into the back of an 18-wheeler. They had to use the jaws of life to extricate the young boy from the back of that vehicle. Second 18-wheeler was also involved. That driver tried to avoid this wreck, flew across the northbound lanes of 49 and crashed into a tree. We're told both drivers of those 18-wheelers are expected to be okay. They did not sustain any injuries. The cause of this wreck remains under investigation. For now, we're live at UMC in Jackson. Andrew Kinsey, 16 WAPT News.
Well, Tiffany, police in Brandon are still looking for a man spotted carrying an axe near an elementary school.
That's right, Keegan. This incident took place near Rouse Elementary School in Brandon. Now, you can see here in this video, deputies looking for the man. We're told a deputy spotted a man swinging an axe over his head while walking near the school Monday morning. And when the deputy approached him, they fought and the man took off. Rankin County Sheriff Brian Bailey says they're setting up cameras to see if they can spot him.
Said the last time he was seen by the officer running away, he was unarmed, didn't have anything on him. And we did get our tracking dogs out there, and they had a good track for a while and then lost it.
The incident right here where my son goes to school is kind of very stressful and scary, and it's just like, really? Like, why is he not found?
Sheriff Bailey says they'll keep extra deputies near the school until they find him. New overnight, Greenville police are investigating a fatal stabbing at an elementary school. It happened Tuesday in the parking lot of Susie Trigg Elementary. Police say a non-employee stabbed 43-year-old Willie Dean III. The school was put on lockdown. Dean, a school employee, later died at an area hospital. His body will be sent to Jackson for an autopsy. Police say they have a suspect in custody. Back in the capital city, Jackson's VA Medical Center is getting some national attention again, Marcus.
Yeah, that's right, Tiffany. 16 WAPT's Tammy Estwick went to the VA to talk to some of DC's top players after complaints over the hospital's conditions.
We had a time to ask some very difficult questions, probing questions that needed answers.
Tuesday, Chairman Jeff Miller of the House Veterans Affairs Committee sat down with hospital leadership. The goal? To find out who's accountable for the problems and who's going to fix them.
Transparency and accountability is critical.
Employee complaints include poor sterilization procedures, understaffing, and misdiagnosed cases, something veteran Eric Heron says he's heard from friends.
I've got several folks I've talked to about undiagnosed cancer. Buried one this past Saturday.
Eric served our country for about 40 years. He says he doesn't use the VA, but came Tuesday for those who do.
Unfortunately, it's easier within the VA to get a bonus than it is to get fired or to be penalized. And that's not right.
But when you say accountability, what do you really mean by that? Like, what's going to happen to that VA employee, for instance, that's not scheduling that appointment in a timely fashion?
Well, I'll tell you this. If what they did is criminal, they should go to jail. That's a whole lot of accountability right there, especially if it led to the death or serious harm of a veteran.
Jackson's VA has had problems before. In June of 2013, Joe Battle, the hospital's director, worked to change the perception of the facility. He said the hospital no longer deserved the negative headlines and had resolved its past issues.
At the heart of this is our veterans in Mississippi are so important.
Chairman Miller says he wrote a letter to President Obama calling for a bipartisan commission to look at what he calls a crisis.
I think all of America is paying very close attention right now about what's happening within the Department of Veterans Affairs. They want answers, and I don't believe that they're going to wait a long time to get them.
Now, along with that letter Miller drafted to the president, he says he's drafting his own legislation to fix some of the problems that he sees. Now, one of those pieces of legislation would stop hospital executives from getting bonuses for 5 years. Another bill, potential bill, would give the administration more power to fire employees. In Jackson, Tammy Eswick, 16 WAPT News.
The Rankin County School Board is meeting this morning to talk about a plan to change autism education in the school district. Parents of autistic children say they were told the specialized classes for autistic students are being eliminated because of budget cuts. But the school district says it has plans to enhance its autism program. The school board meets this morning at 7:30.
A prominent Jackson attorney who died in an ATV accident will be laid to rest next week. Precious Martin died Sunday night after crashing a four-wheeler he was riding with his son, his 10-year-old son. His son survived the crash. Visitation for Precious Martin is Monday from 1 to 7 p.m. at Lakeover Funeral Home. His funeral is next Tuesday at 2 p.m. at New Hope Baptist Church.
In Commitment 2014, several new candidates will enter the race today for the Ward 6 seat on the Jackson City Council. Daniel Myers and Rashad Chrysler are expected to make announcements today to fill that seat left by now Mayor Tony Yarber. Also, business owner Robert Amos has filed qualifying papers to run in that June 17th special election. The other candidates are Beverly Wallace, Dennis Sweet IV, and Tyrone Hendricks. Now to the latest from Nigeria. The government says a video of more than 200 kidnapped schoolgirls is authentic.
16 WAPT's Hallie Jackson explains that some of the girls have been identified by relatives and teachers.
Marcus and Keegan, today Australia announced it's taking steps to ban as a terrorist organization Boko Haram, the group responsible for the kidnapping in Nigeria and other attacks there. The U.S. is pushing for United Nations Security Council sanctions. An American surveillance plane is flying over Nigeria as officials here also consider using drones in a search area about the size of New England to find the missing girls. The Nigerian government says it's open to all options right now. Those options could include negotiations with Boko Haram or a military operation with the help of other countries. In Washington, I'm Hallie Jackson, 16 WAPT News.
Representatives from several nations, including Nigeria, will participate in a security summit in Paris Saturday to discuss the threat of Boko Haram.
Coming up, a Supreme Court judge has overturned a ban on same-sex marriage. We'll tell you where, plus when those weddings might begin.
And as we head to break, here is a live look at our Capitol Tower Skycam. A rainy Wednesday is on tap. Meteorologist Brittany Bell has your forecast next. We'll be right back.